Sister Wives Season 20 Episode 7 Preview. Christine and David shatter the illusion of sacred polygamy, the hidden power game that broke Kody Brown's family. When Sister Wives returns with Season 20, Episode 7 on Sunday, November 9, 2025, viewers are set to witness one of the series' most emotionally charged discussions yet. This installment, titled, "You're Like a Stripper, I'm Like the Pole," takes a deeply introspective turn as Christine Brown and her husband David Woolley analyze what they describe as the flaw in plural marriages, the very foundation on which the Brown family was built. What begins as a candid conversation between newlyweds Christine and David quickly transforms into an unfiltered examination of the psychology of power and control in polygamous relationships, and the hidden emotional cost paid by women trapped in them. Below is a detailed breakdown of the upcoming episode, including the philosophical debate at its center and how it reflects both Christine's healing journey and the decline of Kody Brown's once glorified plural household. 1. The context: Christine's life beyond Kody and into clarity. Christine Brown's journey on Sister Wives has long symbolized the struggle between faith and self-liberation. Once the most devoted of Kody Brown's wives, Christine spent over 25 years in a plural marriage where her worth was measured in obedience, compromise, and silent endurance. But in November 2021, Christine made the groundbreaking decision to leave Kody and move to Utah, a symbolic and spiritual rebirth that became one of the most pivotal turning points in the series' history. She later met David Woolley, a widower and businessman, whose grounded approach to love and monogamy offered Christine something she hadn't experienced in decades: emotional equality. Now, as they navigate their marriage, the pair are using their platform to discuss what they both see as the core design flaw in polygamy itself, the way it systematically empowers men while psychologically diminishing women. 2. The sneak peek: so you think with polygamy, a big flaw would be the man? In TLC's November 8 sneak peek, Christine and David engage in an intimate conversation about polygamy, a scene that, despite its calm tone, reveals explosive insights. Christine asks her husband a pointed question. "So you think with polygamy, a big flaw would be the man, you said?" David's response is immediate and firm. "Yes," he replies. "Men in polygamous relationships enjoy having power over multiple women and often use it to control them." According to David, the entire system is built to feed male ego and dominance, not divine harmony. He continues, "They love the fighting. They love the competition between the women. Love it." The statement lands like a hammer, blunt, accusatory, and painfully reflective of what audiences have witnessed for over a decade on Sister Wives. For years, Kody Brown's household revolved around this very dynamic: a man's authority disguised as spiritual leadership, where affection was a prize to be competed for rather than a shared emotional currency. 3. David Woolley's view: polygamy as a tool for male control. David's perspective directly challenges the rhetoric that has historically romanticized plural marriage. He argues that polygamy gives men both structural and emotional leverage, allowing them to manipulate affection, punishment, and favoritism to keep wives compliant. "If you're not obeying me, I'm punishing you," he explains. "And I'm going to go to the other one." And they're almost like, "Sure, I'll take you right in." That's what polygamy does. It controls women, and it's not the right thing to do. This single statement encapsulates what many ex-members of polygamous groups have expressed for years: that plural marriage often thrives on fear of rejection and scarcity, rather than love. The emotional power imbalance allows the husband to dictate emotional access, choosing which wife receives attention, intimacy, or approval. The women, in turn, internalize the competition, believing their spiritual value depends on their husband's affection. In this framework, love becomes a weapon, and the wives become rivals, not sisters. 4. Christine's reaction: the voice of experience. Christine listens quietly as David lays out his theory, but her expression in the preview speaks volumes. This isn't an abstract debate for her, it's a mirror reflecting her own history. For decades, Christine lived under the emotional weight of being one of 4 wives. Her marriage to Kody was riddled with neglect and comparison. She watched him publicly favor Robyn, defend her at the expense of others, and slowly withdraw from emotional contact with anyone else. Christine's 2021 departure speech still echoes in fans' minds. "I can't do marriage with Kody anymore. I would rather not be treated like this." David's words validate what Christine and millions of women have felt but often couldn't say: that polygamy isn't just about sharing a husband, it's about sharing control. 5. The emotional science behind the competition. Psychologically, what David describes aligns with established behavioral patterns in power imbalance relationships. In polygamous structures, emotional deprivation becomes a mechanism of control. Scarcity dynamics. By offering affection to one wife while withholding it from others, the husband creates a cycle of competition. Each wife strives harder for validation, mistaking it for love. Reward and punishment. Wives who comply receive attention. Those who assert independence are punished through emotional neglect or public criticism. Isolation as power. By pitting wives against one another, the husband ensures loyalty flows upward, never horizontally among the women. In Christine's case, the emotional favoritism towards Robyn wasn't accidental, it was the system functioning exactly as designed. 6. David's family connection, trauma and personal truth. David's strong views on polygamy come not only from observation but also from lived family experience. In the sneak peek, he reveals a painful truth. My older sister was mentally damaged from polygamy and the crap that her husband pulled on her. His tone is raw, protective, even haunted. The revelation reframes his analysis as more than philosophical, it's deeply personal. David watched someone he loved lose her sense of self under a system that justified male dominance as divine will. That trauma has clearly shaped his moral stance. Christine later tells TLC cameras that both of David's sisters had extremely unpleasant experiences with polygamy, explaining why her husband holds such unflinching views about the practice. 7. Janelle's counterpoint, don't paint everyone with one brush. Meanwhile, Janelle Brown, always the pragmatist, adds her own nuanced take during a confessional. She acknowledges that yes, polygamy has produced tragic stories, but so has monogamy. The problem, she suggests, isn't always the system itself, but the secrecy and disempowerment that surround it. She cautions against generalizing about a whole group of people based on a single observed experience. For us, the secrecy around polygamy, the lack of empowerment for women, that's what allowed those tragic stories to happen. Her comment nods to a key motivation behind the Brown family's decision to go public with their lifestyle back in 2010, to demystify plural marriage and challenge stereotypes. Ironically, 15 years later, the experiment that began as a social statement has become a case study in collapse, one where exposure, rather than secrecy, finally allowed the women to see how broken the structure truly was. 8. The broader collapse of Kody's sacred system. By season 20, Kody Brown's once unified family has completely splintered. Christine left first, reclaiming her independence and later marrying David. Janelle followed, choosing self-sufficiency over emotional starvation. Meri eventually let go, after years of living as an emotional ghost in the marriage. Only Robyn remains, the last pillar of a belief system that no longer stands. Kody, once the self-proclaimed spiritual patriarch of his household, now struggles publicly with loneliness, guilt, and resentment. The celestial marriage, that was meant to lead all of them to eternal togetherness, has instead left him spiritually bankrupt. David's remarks about men craving control illuminate exactly why. The plural structure was never about shared love. It was about hierarchy and possession. 9. Symbolism in the episode title, You're like a stripper, I'm like the pole. The title of episode 7 is provocative, and intentionally so. It captures the power dynamics that have defined every major relationship in Sister Wives. A stripper and a pole are inseparable in the act, yet one is static and controlling, while the other is forced to move, bend, and adapt. The metaphor fits the conversation perfectly. In polygamy, the husband is the immovable center, while the wives must contort themselves around his needs and desires. Whether the line comes from a playful moment or an argument in the episode, the symbolism underscores the more profound message: love cannot exist in a system that rewards submission and competition over connection. 10. Christine and David, healing through understanding. Christine and David's marriage stands as an emotional counterpoint to the chaos they're analyzing. Their partnership is rooted in mutual respect, humor, and transparency, qualities that Christine rarely experienced with Kody. By dissecting polygamy's flaws, they're also cementing their foundation of monogamy. David's protective stance and candid communication provide Christine with the emotional safety she long craved. Their discussion isn't about attacking faith, it's about redefining love through equality. Christine, once hesitant to challenge Kody's authority, now participates in conversations that openly dismantle patriarchal power structures. It's both personal growth and poetic justice. 11. Janelle's reflection, between balance and belief. Janelle's role in the episode may be quieter, but it's crucial. Her perspective bridges the old world and the new. She neither fully condemns nor defends polygamy, she contextualizes it. Her statement that both polygamy and monogamy have tragic stories highlights a truth often ignored by the show's discourse: systems don't create cruelty, people do. Still, Janelle's acknowledgement of women's disempowerment subtly aligns her with Christine's perspective. It's a recognition that no belief system can thrive when women's voices are minimized. 12. What this situation means for Kody and Robyn. While Christine and David discuss the flaws of polygamy, Kody and Robyn are shown trying to improve their rhythm through a dance lesson, a striking metaphor for a marriage still trying to attain balance after the collapse of their family. The juxtaposition between the two couples is telling. Christine and David are in sync, emotionally intimate, and self-aware. Kody and Robyn are performing, literally and figuratively, trying to choreograph harmony where authenticity is missing. David's critique of male control hangs over Kody's every move, even in scenes that seem lighthearted. 13. Christine's closure, from survivor to analyst. What makes Christine's role in this episode so powerful is her emotional distance. For the first time, she isn't crying over Kody, competing for affection, or defending her faith. She's analyzing it, objectively, intelligently, and without fear. Her new life with David has given her perspective, and perspective has given her peace. By calling out polygamy's flaw as male control, Christine reclaims the narrative that once defined her. She's no longer a sister wife. She's a wife, and, more importantly, a woman who understands her worth. 14. The broader cultural impact, redefining sister wives. This conversation represents a larger cultural shift within the Sister Wives franchise. What began as a show about faithful representation of plural marriage has evolved into a conversation about female agency, trauma recovery, and self-ownership. Christine, Janelle, and Meri's departures weren't just family drama, they were acts of rebellion against a system that told women to share a man in exchange for salvation. Now, as Christine and David dissect that system, they're helping audiences see the structural injustice at its core, without preaching, without shame. Just truth. 15. Episode 7 Preview Summary. Episode title, You're Like a Stripper, I'm Like the Pole. Air date, Sunday, November 9, 2025. Network, TLC. Plot highlights. Christine and David engage in a profound discussion about polygamy's fatal flaw, the husband's control and manipulation. David opens up about his sister's traumatic experiences with polygamous husbands. Janelle offers her measured perspective on the broader issue. Meri revisits painful wedding memories as she digs through old memorabilia. Kody and Robyn attempt to reconnect through a dance lesson, symbolized by their unsteady marriage. Janelle helps Maddie prepare for labor, grounding the episode in family continuity. 16. Closing thoughts, the death of the spiritual husband. Christine and David's exchange isn't just a critique of Kody, it's an obituary for a belief system that once justified emotional neglect in the name of faith. By exposing the flaw in plural marriage, the glorification of male control, they're helping both viewers and former sister wives see the truth. You can't build eternal love on temporary hierarchy. The world of sister wives has completely changed. What started as a celebration of polygamy's beauty has become an unflinching exploration of its harm. Christine's voice, once drowned out by Kody's authority, now speaks with clarity and conviction. And David's presence beside her, supportive, candid, and empathetic, proves what Christine always deserved, not a leader to follow, but a partner to walk beside. In Season 20, Episode 7, Sister Wives finally stops being about faith and starts being about freedom.